Hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Wherever you may be in the world, I just wanted to say, hey, how's it going? And thanks for stopping by and listening to my podcast. I am Rebecca Nichols. This is my podcast called Royal Treats. And today I'll be discussing a little bit more about your birth struggle. Yes, believe it or not, we're all born into birth struggle. And if you're part of my Who Are You 7-week Reiki challenge, you'll be working your way through some of the podcasts I've been sharing. And if you're on my paid program, you'll be reading through content and you'll be understanding a little bit more about why you're here and why you are the way you are. So we're going to be uncovering some truths. And it's important that we know the intention of our existence, because that is everything. How we come into this world determines how we feel about ourselves, what we say about ourselves, and what kind of energy we put forth into the world will also determine what kind of energy we get back. It's very important to understand this stuff, and this stuff I've learned has actually been very much revolutionary in my life, hence why I share what I share. I felt like it was my calling to share this knowledge. I felt injustice more than anything, that this information had been hidden from us, but not from all of us. I just felt that it was, unless you knew, you knew, and those who knew did not share. I'm not one of those. I'm one of those who believes that this knowledge needs to be shared so that most of us, or many of us, not most, many of us can get it and apply it to our lives and therefore prosper. We're living in a world where we're taught to, we're fed into a system really, aren't we? From a very young age. One that's already pre-existing, preconditioned. And we're born into it and we're told, oh, this is just how life is. You're going to have to get on with it. Well, without going into too much detail, because I know you're going to discover some truths about me down the line, and this is why I share what I share. And thank God for the world of internet, because I think without it we would be just plodding along without all this knowledge, without all this power, to be able to share our opinions and our voices and our knowledge to the world. Because I felt that since the age of information, and that's been in the past 10 years, 20 years or whatever it's been, where it's really evolved, we're more connected than ever. I'm connected to people all over the world who follow me via my social media, and maybe that's how you found me and you're doing my courses or whatever, or maybe a friend recommended you, or you found me on YouTube, or however you found me because you were supposed to find me, which I think is the most amazing thing. The universe has a way of bringing people into your life for a purpose and a reason. So all this information came to me via Instagram many years ago now. Many years ago, feels like many years ago. It was only about 3 or 4 years ago that I started to get into this world of Reiki and spirituality and understanding a bit bigger than what our existence was, and felt that actually we are here to do great things, and that we all have a soul purpose. So I will talk a little bit more about soul purpose down the line if you're going to tune in and you're going to follow and you're subscribe. So it'd be great to have you on board so that you can get my royal treats. And I try to get as much information as I can on a daily basis, but I also like to keep it concise. I don't like to go into too much detail on a podcast because I find that we can get overload on information. So I try to give it new and bite-sized pieces so that, you know, it goes in and you can sit on it and you can maybe re-listen to it. When it's 15 minutes, it's quite easy to re-listen to, but if it's sort of 35, 40 minutes of rambling, it's no good. Without further ado, I'm so sorry. I'm getting my words out. It's 10 to 11 at night here. But I was really wanting to get this podcast out to you so that I set a task for the day, and I like to obviously complete my tasks. So anyway, without further ado, let me get it straight. We're going to talk a little bit more about the birth struggle. If you were born into a situation that was cesarean. Now, my son was born cesarean, and actually I've noticed these traits in him very much so. I think it's because of the way he was born, that he is the way he was in certain areas and certain mannerisms and certain things. And if you were born by cesarean, or maybe your children were born by cesarean, you might notice these traits too. Now, because of the way you were born, you might feel change is too sudden for you. And it's because you weren't born in the way that nature was intended. You were yanked out without going through the birth canal. And I've talked about birth canal before in a previous podcast about coming through the birth canal and its importance. And it's significant because that's where life begins, and you come through the blood, which is your connection to the earth, and blood is powerful, there's nothing wrong with a bit of blood. The good news is, you have an opportunity to correct a lot of the things that have how you feel about yourself and what you say about yourself through reframing, which is something that I do in my programs. So not to worry too much if that is the case, obviously. You might feel that you change your mind suddenly and you don't like being interrupted. Tristan does not like being interrupted, and he certainly does change his mind a lot. He's very indecisive. He's a lot better now, and we go through his reframes a lot of the time, so he understands. Your communications might be unclear and indirect, and you might experience people telling you what to do and what not to do, and you might not feel at ease in that space when that happens as well. You'll always want to try and do it your way, but also you might feel like you can't do it by yourself. So it's a state of confusion and frustration in that space, I think. And you will have trouble with completing things, and completing things are important. I think in general in life anyway, just the small things that I think setting goals that are achievable or within reason, because I think we should always set goals that are big, but also goals that okay, I can do it, it's achievable. It might take me a bit longer than I need to or whatever, but it's achievable. Also, just support. Again, you'll want support, but you won't know how to ask for it. Tristan's biggest problem was asking for help. Really, really, really huge. At school and at home, he'd always want to do it his way, and then get himself into situations and then get upset and cry when he failed. And so it was a massive issue, and something that we have to work on all the time. So you might feel that as well, that you really do want help and you actually do need help, but asking for help sometimes feels like you're a bit of a failure. You will make things harder for yourself, and you will look at support as a sign of weakness. I think a lot of people do. I think this is quite common in society, where people feel a bit of shame if they have to put their hand up and go, actually I'm struggling, or actually I need help, I'm not quite figuring it out here. And because actually there's lots of people that are willing to help. And I wasn't born by cesarean, but I find that's always something with me as well. Like, I've had to really kind of come into a space and go, it's okay, you're not inadequate, you're not a failure if you ask for help. None of us are. Okay, so you may not feel like you have the full control of your personal space, and you do like to be alone. Very much so. So if you can relate to that, and that's hitting a few nails on the head with you, there are some things that we can do and clear. And it's all about energy. Again, it's like you've come into this world, obviously not the way you're supposed to come into this world. My son was upside down, so he was breech, and he was cesarean, and he was unplanned, and he was born late. And I had a few struggles as well. So I was unplanned. My mum thinks I might have been born late, but then she nearly miscarried me, which is another struggle. I think, so it's just, It's just when you look at it and you look at all the struggles and you listen to all the struggles, there's a few more to go. So when you listen to all of them, you might be just going, yeah, that's me. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Oh my God, how did she know? How did she know all this stuff? That's totally who I am. And it's completely fine. It just goes to show that we're all very similar in so many ways. And as I said before, being born into this world with love and intention and right creation, with two loving parents who support and love you, natural birth, no pain, no drugs, no breach, no cesarean, no not being late. It's fucking rare. So I just think, don't worry about it, because there's light at the end of the tunnel. I'm just conscious for time. Okay, so look, that's your birth struggle, cesarean, and there's things that you can say to yourself. I am safe to go at any speed. I am a free spirit being. I'm able to achieve greatness in this life, so on and so forth. I am confident in my abilities. It is okay for me to ask for help. These are the things that you have to say to yourself. I call it new expressive language, because everything that is created in this world, everything that exists, starts with a thought and is manifested into words, and then is brought forth into life through creation and action. So, if you start saying to yourself, I am this, I am that, and you put it into words, and you put it down, you write it, or you put it as a vision, or you write it down, and you say it to yourself every day, and then you speak that, and you become that, and that manifests in your life. People see that's who you are, and that's who you're showing up into the world to be. I had to tell myself, I am powerful, I am clever, I am smart, I am here for a purpose, I am loved, I can do this. People will listen to me. People will love what I do. People will enjoy the work I do. People will see value in me, because these are the stories that I used to tell myself for many, many years, so a very long time. So I know what's possible for your life, because I'm coming from that place. The good thing about spending 20 years in a really dark place and struggling with mental health and struggling with fitting in and being accepted and understanding the world as it is that I now can give so much to people, because I've been through so much and experienced so much. And it's nice to be a counsellor, a healer, a guide, a coach, a writer, speaker, all these things that I've now created for my life, because I feel that I can make such a difference to people's lives just by sharing my story. So I don't want this to turn into the Rebecca Nicole show, but it kind of is, because I'm a healthy narcissist. I'm kind of like, listen to me, listen to what I've gone through. You'll be able to avoid a lot of pain and heartache if you listen to me. Hopefully, I'm like the big auntie, the big mum, the sister you never had. So I think I want to be your friends, all of you. So I hope you all can connect with me in all ways possible via my social media. I do consider myself to be a mentor, especially for younger women, a younger generation coming through. I want to be that person for them that they can look up to, and be a model, so that they can be healthy in their mind, body and soul. So just know, because we're wrapping up here, time's ticking on, you are here for great purpose, and I'm going to tell you that often. So if you're listening to this, I just want you to know that. Just keep on it, keep on believing in yourself, don't give up. You'll find your way eventually, like I did. And I'm really here to support you all on this journey called life. So thank you for allowing me to be in this space and take you on that journey. All my love. Take care.